Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Every morning I wake up and I give thanks. I feel gratitude. It gets me into a feeling that life is wonderful. Today can be easy. We were so trained to work hard, that life is hard. What if it was simple? What if you could start to believe that you could change your energy and your world would change? I picked up the book The Secret again by Rhonda Byrne. My mentor Bob Proctor was in it, and so was John Ashraf and Dr. Michael Beckwith. These are some brilliant teachers, and they all talk about life is what you make it. It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond. It's how you perceive. It's your own thinking that causes you to feel the way you feel. So they suggest, and I suggest, that when you feel better, you do better. And sometimes we get into a downward spiral and our thoughts are pretty dark and negative, and we stay there for a period of time. But there's so many ways that you can come out of that quickly, and sometimes it just means taking action, a small action, like asking yourself if your thoughts are good, why you're thinking them, and instead of going down into the victim mentality, just do something that shakes up your energy. Go for a walk. Just stand up and say, I am. I am here. I am powerful. I am a powerful creator. I am creating my life. And then ask yourself if what you're creating is what you really want. Just like switching on a light in a room, you can change the focus of your energy. Dr. John Hagelin said, when we look around us, even at our own bodies, what we see is the tip of the iceberg. Bob Proctor said, think of this for a moment. Look at your hand. It looks solid, but it's really not. If you put it under a proper microscope, you'll see a mass of energy vibrating. John Assaraf says, everything is made up of the exact same thing, whether it's your hand, the ocean, or a star. Dr. Ben Johnson said, everything is energy. And let me help you understand that just a little bit. There's the universe, our galaxy, our planet, and then individuals. And then inside of your body are organ systems, and then cells, molecules, atoms. And then there is energy. So there's lots of levels to think about, but everything in the universe is energy. Your thoughts are energy. They're powerful. They're invisible. You think they're invisible, but they're going out into the universe and they hook up to other thoughts that are in a similar frequency. That's why when you're feeling bad and people say misery loves company, well, love loves company. Peace loves company. If you're feeling miserable and you're complaining and blaming, you'll find lots of people that are in the same space, and then you can all be feeling worse. If you change your energy, just get up and walk away. Get up and turn on some music and start dancing. Get up and clean the house, or Just have a sip of water. Do something that changes the energetic frequency that you're in. And what do you want to attract? Love, peace, harmony, wealth, luxury, joyfulness, playfulness. You cannot attract the opposite of what you're thinking, saying, doing. You can only attract what you're in harmony with. So if you really want to be happy, think of some of the things that you enjoy doing that make you happy, that put you in a good mood. You could even watch a funny show instead of the news, or you can turn off the TV and do something that's more productive that'll help you get into a better feeling. It's what we've learned, what we've been in habit of doing that has created our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and our life. In the book, The Secret, Rhonda Byrne said when she discovered the secret, she said, when I discovered the secret, I wanted to know what science and physics understood in terms of this knowledge. What I found was absolutely amazing. One of the most exciting things about living in this time is that the discoveries of quantum physics and the new science are in total harmony with the teachings of The Secret and with what all the great teachers have known throughout history. I never studied science or physics at school, and yet when I read complex books on quantum physics, I understood them perfectly because I wanted to understand them. The study of quantum physics helped me have a deeper understanding of The Secret on an energetic level. For many people, their belief is strengthened when they see the perfect correlation between the knowledge of The Secret and the theories of new science. She says, let me explain how you are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe. In simple terms, all energy vibrates at a frequency. Being energy, you also vibrate at a frequency. And what determines your frequency at any time is whatever you are thinking and feeling. All the things you want are made of energy, and they are vibrating too. Everything is energy. When you think about what you want and you emit that frequency, you cause the energy of what you want to vibrate at that frequency, and you bring it to you. As you focus on what you want, you are changing the vibration of the atoms of that thing, and you are causing it to vibrate to you. The reason you are the most powerful transmission tower in the universe is because you have been given the power to focus your energy through your thoughts and alter the vibrations of what you are focused on, which then magnetically draws it to you. When you think about and feel those good things that you want, you have immediately tuned yourself to that frequency, which then causes the energy of all those things to vibrate to you, and they appear in your life. The law of attraction says that like attracts like. You are an energy magnet, so you electrically energize everything to you and electrically energize yourself to everything you want. Human beings manage their own magnetizing energy because no one outside of them can think or feel for them. And it is thoughts, and feelings that create our frequencies. Almost 100 years ago, without the benefit of all the scientific discoveries of the last 100 years, Charles Haanel knew how the universe operated. The universal mind is not only intelligence, but it is substance. And this substance is the attractive force which brings electrons together by the law of attraction, so they form atoms. The atoms in turn are brought together by the same law and form molecules. Molecules take objective forms, and so we find that the law is the creative force behind every manifestation, not only of atoms, but of worlds, of the universe, of everything of which the imagination can form any conception. Well, now that scientists are studying quantum physics, quantum mechanics, they've discovered that there's something even smaller than atoms. There's the Planck scale. So what you really want energetically can come to you. Bob Proctor said, I don't care what city you're living in, you've got enough power in your body, potential power, to illuminate the whole city for nearly a week. We're never taught that. We've been taught to work hard, earn a paycheck, go to school, get married, have children, work hard, and contribute to society. And maybe one day you'll have the time and money, freedom to enjoy a vacation, to retire. Well, people who love their life never want to retire. They don't want to retire from life. They love what they do. They love being productive. Being productive feels fantastic. You are contributing to society. And when you do what you love, the money just flows to you. You have the time and money freedom to enjoy your life because you're enjoying your work, you're enjoying your family, you're enjoying your leisure time, you're enjoying life. So many people are miserable working hard and hoping one day to be happy. That's not how anything good comes to you. That's not how to become happy. You're not your body. You are made up of so much energy. Charles Haanel said, to become conscious of this power is to become a live wire. The universe is a live wire. It carries power sufficient to meet every situation in the life of every individual. When the individual mind touches the universal mind, it receives all its power. You are not your body. You are an energy field. If you go to a quantum physicist and you say, what creates the world? They'll say, energy. Okay, well, describe energy. Energy can never be created or destroyed. It always was, always has been. Everything that ever existed always exists. It's moving into form, through form, and out of form. You go to a theologian and ask the question, what created the universe? And they'll say, God. Okay, describe God. God always was, always has been, never can be created or destroyed. All that ever was, always will be, always moving into form, through form, and out of form. You see, it's the same description, it's just different terminology. So you are not this meat suit, this body, this costume that you're wearing. You are a spiritual being. You are an energy field, and you're operating in a larger energy field. How does all of this make you a spiritual being? Rhonda Byrne, she says, the answer to that question is one of the most magnificent parts of the teachings of The Secret. You are energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy just changes form. And that means you. The true essence of you, the pure energy of you, has always been and always will be. You can never not be. On a deep level, you know that. Can you imagine not being? Despite everything you have seen and experienced in your life, can you imagine not being? You cannot imagine it because it's impossible. You are eternal. You are eternal energy. Quantum mechanics confirms it. Quantum cosmology confirms it. The universe essentially emerges from thought, and all of this matter around us is just precipitated thought. We can start to exercise our authority and begin to achieve more and more. Create anything. Know that from within the field of your own consciousness, which ultimately is universal consciousness, that runs the universe. So depending upon how we use this power, positively or negatively, that's the kind of body in terms of health. That's the kind of environment that we create. So we are the creators not only of our own destiny, but of the universal destiny. There is no limit really to human potential. It is the degree to which we recognize those deep dynamics and exercise them, the degrees to which we harness our power. And that really has to do with the level at which we think. So what does that really mean for you? It means that every possibility already exists. All knowledge, all discoveries, all inventions of the future are in the universal mind as possibilities, waiting for the human mind to draw them forth. Every creation and event and invention in history has also been drawn from the universal mind, whether the person consciously knew that or not. So how do you draw from it? You do it through your awareness of it, and by using your wonderful imagination. Look around you for needs waiting to be filled. Imagine if we had a great invention to do this or that. Look for the needs and then imagine and think their fulfillment into being. You don't have to work out the discovery or the invention. The Supreme Mind holds that possibility. All you have to do is hold your mind on the end result and imagine filling the need, and you will call it into being. As you ask and feel that it's already done, and believe, you will receive. There is an unlimited supply of ideas waiting for you to tap into and bring forth. You hold everything in your consciousness. John Assaraf says we are all connected, we just don't see it. There isn't an out there and an in here. Everything in the universe is connected. It's just one energy field. So whichever way you look at it, the result is still the same. We are one, we are all connected, we are all part of the one energy field, the one supreme mind, or the one consciousness, or the one creative source. Call it whatever you want, but we are all one. If you think about the law of attraction now, in terms of us all being one, you will see its absolute perfection. You will understand why your negative thoughts about someone else will only return to harm you. We are one. You cannot be harmed unless you call harm into existence by emitting those negative thoughts and feelings. You have been given free will to choose. But when you think negative thoughts and have negative feelings, you are separating yourself from the one and all good. Think about every negative emotion there is, and you'll discover that every one of them is based in fear. They come from thoughts of separation and from seeing yourself as separate from another. Competition is an example of separation. First, when you have thoughts of competition, it's coming from a mentality of lack, of scarcity, not enough to go around. As if you're saying there's a limited supply, you're saying there's not enough for everybody, so we have to compete and fight to get things. When you compete, you can never win, even if you think you won. By the law of attraction, as you compete, you will attract many people and circumstances to compete against. Rhonda Byrne says, you in every single aspect of your life, you'll continue competing, and in the end, you'll lose. We are all one. So when you compete against yourself. You have to get competition out of your mind and become a creative mind. Focus only on your dreams, your visions, and take all competition out of the equation. The universe is the universal supply and supplier of everything. Everything comes from the universe, and it is delivered to you through people, through circumstances, and through events by the law of attraction. Think of the law of attraction as the law of supply. And the supply is unlimited, infinite. It is the law of attraction, the law of transmutation of energy, the law of vibrational energy that enables you to draw from infinite supply. When you think about what you really want, what your heart desires, and you get into that feeling as if it's here now in the present moment, when you emit the perfect frequency of what you want, the perfect people, circumstances, and events will be attracted to you and delivered. It's not the people who are giving you the things you desire. You're looking outside as the outside world and the people as the supply. The true supply is the invisible field. Bob Proctor would say, your paycheck doesn't come from your employer, it comes through your employer. It can come through any source, winning the lottery, receiving an inheritance, earning. Ask, believe that it is yours, and be open to receiving it. The true supply is the invisible field, whether you call that the universe, the supreme mind, God, infinite intelligence, or whatever else. Whenever you receive anything, remember that you attracted it to you by the law of attraction and by being on the frequency and in harmony with universal supply. The universal intelligence which pervades everything, moved people, circumstances, and events to give that thing to you because that is the law. All power is from within and therefore under our control. Michael Bernard Beckwith said, scripturally, we could say that we are the image and likeness of God. We could say that we are another way that the universe is becoming conscious of itself. We could say that we are the infinite field of unfolding possibility. All of that would be true. Buckminster Fuller, who lived from 1895 to 1983, said, 99% of who you are is invisible and untouchable. You are God in the physical body. You are spirit in the flesh. You are eternal life expressing itself as you. You are a cosmic being. You are all power. You are all wisdom. You are all intelligence. You are perfection. You are magnificence. You are the creator, and you are creating the creation of you, your life on this planet. Every tradition has told you that you were created in the image and likeness of the creative source. That means you have God potential and power to create your world, and you are creating. Maybe you've created things to this point that are wonderful and worthy of you, and maybe you haven't. The question to consider is, are the results in your life what you really want? And are they worthy of you? If they're not worthy of you, an infinite spirit in this body, wouldn't now be the time to change those? Because you have the power to do that. Really let that sink in. Decide on the vision that you want to create for your life. Ideal relationships, living space, purposeful work. What do you love? Do more of that. As you get into feeling more productive and happy more of the time, you draw more good to you. That's how it works. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.